You caught me in the middle of cleaning out my songbook of Broadway hits. What's that? When you hear Broadway, you get thirsty for a little treat? Well, I hear Broadway HD is starting an adults-only can page for all those Broadway bodies with nowhere to perform. Just kidding. They're already on Just for Fans. Go ahead and take a look. I'll wait. See how easy that was? Now, for the treat I can help you with. As many of you know, I've wanted to work on Broadway for most of my life. And now, I do, as a Broadway bartender. Which reminds me, be incredibly specific when you pray. Who says God doesn't have a sense of humor? Liquor! One of the most exciting parts of the Broadway experience is getting a unique show cocktail in a unique show cup. Just like this. Would you look at that? The show I work. Ain't Too Proud, the Lives of the Temptations. Today, I'm going to show you how we make one of our unique show cocktails, the Ain't Too Proud. So let's take off our civilian hats and put on our Broadway fan caps. Now, in the theater bartending world, we have a few limitations on what products we can procure, so I'm going to teach you how I make this cocktail for myself every night after work after being called a shameful thief and a rapist by some of our more rambunctious customers. But first things first, my bartending vest. And why should the actors on stage be the only ones who get to look a little spiffy? Bartending vest. So, I've already washed my hands because I'm doing my part to stop the spread of COVID-19. Just call me the Toxic Avenger. Here are the ingredients you'll need. First, the ice. Next, a citrus vodka. Now, as an early 2000s gay, I generally prefer the absolute flavored vodkas, but the liquor store around the corner does not have a big selection, so I had to settle on some Stanislavski O. Peach schnapps! Now, as someone who's over the age of 24, my liver no longer processes peach schnapps, so I'm going to go ahead and use some homemade peach vodka. Well, nectarine vodka. I asked my boyfriend to bring me some peaches, and he brought me nectarines. Reminds me of the time I asked him to bring me a lemon for a hot toddy, and he brought me a lime. Apparently in Colombia, lemons and limes are interchangeable. Another interchangeable pairing in Colombia is a 5-hour energy and an 8-ball. Babe, I got skiing. Next, our mixer. Now, you can use any old ginger ale laid around the bunker, but I really like that spicy bite, so I'm going to use some ginger beer. The liquor store was actually out of ginger beer, so I picked another old favorite that has its own special bite. The extra alcohol content doesn't hurt either. And last but not least, a little fresh lime juice. Now make sure and give that lime a little squeeze and get those juices loosened. Ow. May as well call me the Equity First National of Tootsie, because I'm cut. Now, give it a good 40 shakes and 40. Pour with care. Top her off. And there you have it, an Ain't Too Proud signature cocktail. And now, because I ain't too proud to go grocery shopping a little tipsy, bottoms up. Now, what are some of your favorite Broadway specialty cocktails? Heck, you can even try making some up on your own. Here's a challenge for you. Create a specialty cocktail for the Broadway show coming up you're most excited to see. Well, that's all the time I have today for reasonable drinking. Thank you all for joining me, and don't forget, tip your bartender. Not that you actually forget, I mean, you all know how this works, but let me tell you, as someone who works in the service industry with the international public 6 days a week, the lack of logic, empathy, and consideration for other human beings by the general world population is mind-numbing. Like, it's truly incredible. Most of you are horrible. Please do better. Okay, thanks for coming by.